Bienvenue, or welcome back, loyal patrons, to The Time Culprit. We only have 2 more episodes after this one, so don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on all the exciting adventures. We now present Episode 6, Freedom in France.
Athalia and Kazooie leave Christopher Marlowe, their plan intact to go behind the tavern to an alley where they can create a portal to time skip.
Where are we going next?
We are going to Bastille Day.
What is that?
1789, France.
Okay, so the French Revolution.
Yes, and the Bastille is a prison in France where the revolutionists are locked up. We're going to go stop the mob that attacks the prison.
Why?
The storming of the Bastille was easily the most influential thing that happened during the French Revolution. It's basically what turned the tide on the monarch.
Oh, I know what happens next. Off with their heads.
Yes, glad you're following along now.
Are we going to meet the Queen before she loses her head?
Yes, we will need to alert them about this uprising that's about to occur.
So, are we going to go or not? I need some chocolate croissants.
Yeah. Let me just program the quantum portal remote to the correct dates.
Fine.
Okay, done. Let's go stop the storming of the prisons.
Sounds good to me.
Athalia presses the button on the remote, and the two jump through the portal, landing on a cobblestone street surrounded by little shops. Immediately, Kazooie spots a pastry cafe and starts begging Athalia to go there.
Athalia, please, can we get a croissant?
With some grumbling and a ton of whining from Kazooie, Athalia finally agrees. They end up buying a baguette, and Kazooie takes a big bite of the warm bread.
Ow! This bread is hard and stale.
Here, just throw it into this portal.
Athalia opens a random portal and tosses the bread through.
There, problem solved. We need to go find some clothes to fit in, and then get ourselves an audience with the Queen.
Can I have one of those cute little hats? A beret?
Athalia and Kazooie went into another local boutique and decided to purchase 18th century dress along with all the popular accessories at the time. Kazooie bought a little baby beret.
Wow, this outfit's actually pretty comfortable. Those people who say corsets are restricting don't know what they're talking about.
I wouldn't know. I'm a mouse.
Let's go meet the Queen.
Athalia and Kazooie get in a carriage ride to the palace, where they lie their way into a meeting with Marie Antoinette and Louis XVI.
Hurry, I have to eat cake.
You may proceed.
Athalia tells the monarchs about the invasion of the prisons. Not much to the surprise of the royals, they decide to hide away in their castle as to not be decapitated, as Athalia foretold.
You do know we could have you burned at the stake for telling us this prophecy, right?
Yes, but I did just save your lives.
True, you get the pass.
Athalia and Kazooie leave the palace as the king and the queen escape to their safe house. They go relish in their victory at another French cafe before going to the next mess-up time period.
And now a message from one of our sponsors.
Have you lost your best friend for 10 to 14 days due to a quarantine? Are you sipping away your sadness from a coffee cup? Do you also love coffee? So much coffee you forget if it's day or night? Then you need to buy BFF in a mug. It's a hologram of your best friend in real time. It totally exists. I am not having coffee hallucinations. When you're sad, just pull out the mug and pour in some coffee. And watch as your friend appears as a coffee hologram, like magic. Now you can take your best friend anywhere for just one payment of $47.47. The best number. We are not responsible if you do not see a hologram in your coffee. You must simply drink more coffee.
Okay, at this point, I'm really worried for that person. Anyways, we are back. We hope you enjoyed that unique commercial break. Back to France.
Kioni and Reggie are falling through the vortex and end up on a cobblestone road in front of a boutique.
Ow! This cobblestone is almost as hard as this baguette.
Why do you still have that?
Hey, this is the French Revolution. I'm not going forward without a weapon. And if it doesn't work out, I can eat it.
I thought it was too hard.
I'm not going to turn down free bread, overbaked or not.
Well, if you're going to use the baguette, can I have the gladius?
No.
We could sell the gladius.
No! I have to have 2 swords. Besides, I still have my wallet, and it looks like there are still some... What are these?
Assignats. It was the currency during the French Revolution.
Cool. We have lots of assignats. And conveniently, we were dropped right in front of a boutique.
So we definitely don't want to dress nice. This revolution was a class of the upper and lower classes. And spoiler alert, the upper class loses everything from the neck up.
Whoa! They were decapitated?
Yes, the guillotine. The most famous device that chopped King Louis and Queen Marie Antoinette.
They decapitated the monarch?
How do you not know this?
Well, when we get back home, I'm going to make it my mission to study this.
But for now, we need to make sure we don't get caught.
The three of them walk further down the street and see a street vendor selling clothes. They exchange some assignats for their new clothing when they hear a bunch of footsteps coming down the street.
There are a bunch of soldiers coming this way. Quickly, get in the alley.
We have to get to the Bastille. Today is the day of the siege.
Thank goodness that woman came to alert us.
Those peasants will have another thing coming to them.
The group of soldiers walks weapons armed through the street. X, Kioni, and Reggie must come up with a plan, and quick.
How do they know about storming of the Bastille?
They said a woman told them.
Well, there's only one explanation for this. Your mom.
Really?
You set him up, I knock him down.
This is bad. How are we going to fix this?
We can just say it was a lie.
That's clearly not going to work. They're filling the streets with thousands of soldiers.
I think the only thing we can do is travel back and stop your mom from ever meeting with the king and queen.
So we need Agnes then.
To the rescue!
X takes the time talkie out of her hoodie pocket and dials up Agnes.
Yes? X, are you okay?
Reggie needs you to open another portal.
I need you to be more specific.
We have to arrive just before Athalia, in the same place she lands. Can you still track the portable quantum device?
Yes, it'll take me a few minutes to run the code.
If we arrive in time, we should be able to stop her.
I'm finally going to see her.
Yeah. Once she sees us, she'll definitely go back to normal.
I hope so too, kiddo.
Okay, I have the code. Stand by. This portal will be a little different than the last.
Agnes opens the portal in front of the trio, and one by one, X, Kioni, and Reggie walk through the portal and emerge just steps away from where they first fell by the boutique.
So it took us back to the shop?
Maybe she's in the shop?
Wait, someone's walking out of the shop. Look.
Now that I bought you bread, are you actually going to eat it or just stare at it?
Ow! This bread is hard and stale.
Here, just throw it into this portal.
That's where that baguette came from. Ugh, I'm gonna get that mouse.
She's going into the shop. Quick, we need to go after her.
X, Kioni, and Reggie go into the shop after Athalia.
Only paying customers allowed in here.
Wow. Is she pretty womaning us?
Because we don't look like we could afford these clothes?
Would a peasant have all of this?
Are you a thief?
What? It is my money. Gosh, now I understand why everyone hates the upper class in France.
What's going on out here?
Athalia emerges in a fashionable robe la Francaise and spots X and Kioni with Reggie talking to the shop owner.
X? Kioni? What are you doing here?
Mom, we're trying to...
It isn't safe here. Go home and have Agnes take care of you.
Athalia, we've been sent by Agnes to fix the moments in time that you've messed up.
Has every single fix I made been undone? By two adolescents who don't understand the point I'm trying to make?
Mom, we're trying to help you. Please just come home and don't stop the revolution.
Hold up. What point are you trying to make, Athalia? What could be so important that you would leave your kids alone and not knowing where you are?
X, just try and understand. They were doubting me, the more experienced, intelligent engineer who is being outshined by a fresh out of college student.
As interesting as this family conversation is, are you going to pay for those clothes?
No.
Then get out of my shop.
Athalia, Kazooie, X, Kioni, and Reggie are escorted out and end up in a huge field where they can truly talk it out.
I just can't begin to process why a mother would leave her kids alone to prove a point to some stuck-up scientist dude.
He isn't really a scientist. He's just a businessman who doesn't know what he's talking about.
It doesn't matter, Mom. What does matter is coming home. Please come home with us. Your boss shouldn't have doubted you.
I'm not talking about this with you. I know you have a remote that will lead you home. Go home. That's not me asking. That is me being a parent.
Athalia walks away, leaving her tear-streaked Kioni and a frustrated X. She walks up to a peasant to ask where the nearest carriage ride is, when suddenly, X and Kioni run past her, desperate to stop the mistake she is about to make.
We need to start the storming of the prisons.
There, I see a guard. X, Kioni, let's go.
X, Kioni, and Reggie rush to the prisons, yelling on the streets to any of the poor who wanted to help. A familiar face from history class starts running next to Reggie.
Hey, I heard we were running to some prisons tomorrow.
Change your plans, La Baguette.
That's very amusing. Let's get this done.
Come on, we need to beat the monarchy.
I need some food, and all the royals do is sit around and eat in their palace, wasting precious food that could go to people in need.
The grass is not food.
They finally arrive at the prisons, and the sheer number of peasants and revolutionaries overwhelms the guards. pushing into the jail cells. The doors are unlocked, and the prisoners flee, weeping with joy.
Free! Finally free!
Has anyone seen my wife?
Does anyone have some water?
Meanwhile, Athalia reached the palace, only to hear that the prisons had been emancipated. The monarchs were long gone. The prisoners ran faster than the slow carriage. Athalia's anger grew, and she decided she needed to comfort the problem head-on. Her own children.
I think we should talk about this.
Did you hear them? They undid every single thing you and I have worked for. I don't need advice from a vermin.
Athalia searches the city, finds X, Kioni, and Reggie beaming with success in an abandoned pasture.
There you are.
Mom!
Pretty sure that's the you're in trouble tone. I've been living with you guys for the last 5 years, and I know that voice like I know my own mind.
You have ruined every single one of my exploits. X Justice Williams, Kioni Iris Williams, you two are spoiled brats.
Whoa, bring out the middle name card. Things must be getting serious.
Athalia, we're just trying to help.
Mom, listen to me. What you're doing, it's wrong.
As Kioni appeals to Athalia's emotions and shows her how much it has hurt X and Kioni and the world, Kazooie and Reggie start bickering.
So, we meet again, mediocre lab mouse.
Yes, we do, naked rat. I've been aiding Athalia on her quest to show herself and giving great ideas to her.
Sure you have. At least I know all the facts to help my duo triumph over the mistakes you have made and the chaos you've caused.
While the pets fight and Kioni distracts Athalia, X sneaks around to Athalia's satchel and grabbed the quantum portal device that can open a portal anywhere in time.
Haha, I have your portal maker thingy. Now me and Kioni will be able to figure this thing out together, and you'll go home.
X tries to program the remote for Back to the Present, spring break of 2020, but ends up making a few mistakes. They push a surprised Athalia into the newly made portal and turn it to Kioni.
X, look at the date on the remote. You sent Mom to this space race. We gotta go fix whatever havoc she's about to start.
And with that, X snaps a hurried selfie in front of the portal with Kioni and Reggie right before jumping in, narrowly making it through before it closed.
Tune in for our final episode, The Race Through Space and Time. We hope you enjoyed this installment of The Time Culprit.